So it's getting to that time on the 4066. If you've been following along the 4066 videos, we've passed 50 hours. According to the manual, I don't need to do any maintenance quite yet, but I don't agree with that. If you know, if you've followed my videos for a while, you know that I do 50-hour oil changes. Obviously, it's not practical in a commercial world, but here, for me, it's perfectly fine. But my question is, should I use break-in oil or should I use plus 52? I'm not sure what I want to use. I'm tempted just to go in and get some break-in oil and put enough break-in oil in it for another 50 hours or so and then dump it out, and then I'll start using the Deere plus 52 oil. And so aside from that, that's my first big maintenance thing. I'll go ahead and pick up the filters in the next week or so, and as soon as it warms up outside, you can see it's starting to warm up a little bit. We've got about 6 inches of water in parts of the yard. The ground is still frozen solid, but you can see that the snow is melting in the back of the shop here. Got a fan on. Hopefully that's not too bothersome. And so it's melting. Normally the temperature back here last couple weeks has been about 20 degrees, so it's now I think in the mid 40s I think for the back part of the shop. But I just got done greasing the front end loader. If you watch the last pushing snow video, I mounted the camera, the GoPro. I think I put it right here on the other side, and I heard a couple squeaks coming out of the front end loader. I had not greased the front end loader since beginning of winter. I was kind of shocked that I heard the squeaks, but I figured I might as well go ahead and hit the grease Zerks with another coat of grease just because. So I went ahead and did that. All total on these mechanical leveling loaders, there's 1, 2, 3, and you have 4, 5, 6. And then 7, 8, 9, 10 Zerks per side. So definitely takes a little while to grease it. I mean, obviously it's not that bad for compared to a larger tractor, but there are 10 grease Zerks on the loader on each side, so 20 total that you'll have to hit. What continues just to shock me, somewhat disappointing, is the fact that the steering cylinder is not greasable. I keep meaning to do some parts lookups on that, and I never have. But it is what it is. I suppose it's a lifelong part, the way they've got it set in there and everything. But yeah, so we're coming up on the first maintenance. I think after I do the oil change, probably about 100 hours, I'm going to go ahead and drop the hydro fluid out of it. Hydro fluid shouldn't be done that early, but I'm going to go ahead and drop the hydro fluid out of it. I haven't decided if I'm going to put Hy-Gard or Lovis in. It's a little confusing in the manual, so we'll see what we end up with there. Other than that, also what I'm going to do is I've been thinking about my lights up here a little bit, trying to continue on my LED switch over from the halogens to LEDs. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use these brackets over here. I'm going to build a bracket similar to what I did right here for the new LED lights. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring them down. I might have to angle it out a little bit, so getting it the same on both sides might be a little bit of a challenge. But I'm going to angle it out a little bit, and then I'm just going to put I'd really like a round LED to put in here instead of a rectangle. I really don't like the looks of the rectangle LEDs. But so I'm going to start on that the next month or so. Obviously not that big a deal as we get towards the summer. It's spring to do all that. But the first oil change should be a lot of fun. Especially getting in there and everything. Also, that'll give me a chance to take the loader off, kind of play around with where I want to put my single attached hydraulics, things like that. The only other greasable parts on this machine, as I've got it set up right now, are the grease Zerks on the box blade and the grease Zerks on the 3-point. That's about it. I looked in the manual when I first got it and identified them all, but now I can't remember where they're at. So Also, now that the snow is melting, probably the 60 broom will get taken out here in the next couple months, and we'll use that. Still have never gotten a chance to use the 46 blower sitting over there on the corner. So clearly I am still far behind on my projects. Far behind on my projects, but you know, we'll see. Only other comment I have on the 4066 is I've been investigating. If you watch my videos, I've been investigating or thinking about a blower. I think what I'm going to do is in the next year or so, year and a half, if I happen to find a good deal on a 540 blower, I'll go ahead and get that. And then did some research, watched a couple videos on YouTube, things like that. And I might get a 3-point hitch for the front and a front 540 PTO. Now, those two things alone are $7,000 and $8,000. So obviously not something I'm going to do anytime quick, because I don't use this machine commercially. It's got, you know, I don't put the hours on it, but it might be something, I don't know, just because, you know, that's my hobby. So anyway, that's it for this video. Just kind of a brief update. Listen to me jabber for a few minutes. And now this is a difficult time of year because I'm busy and there's not much to do in the shop, mostly because, you know, it's starting to get daylight, but there's not much we can do outside. One project that I did not get to this year or this winter is the Kohler light plant, but I'll give an update on that sometime in the future. We'll eventually get it down off the shelf. So, in fact, it is still sitting up there, right there. So, it's still around. It's just moved up higher. It's in the back there behind a couple other things. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Very much appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next video.